start recording. I'm starting with a little talk, and then after that you can unmute yourself. You don't have to raise your hands or things like that because there are not too many people. And you can unmute yourself and say something or ask something or share what you want. So, this is everything, and everything is all there is. And that's it sounds very complicated, but it's the most simple thing there is. And this is about there's no me. There's no me. It seems so obvious and normal that there's someone inside and you have your life and I have to make my life work and have a free will and have a choice to do that, and my thoughts, the thoughts help to do that, and it's my thoughts, I'm controlling my thoughts, I have my feelings, it's my life. And then there's coming this message, and there's said, there's no me, so there's also no my life. That's the freedom, that there's no my life, there's only life. And life is everything, so it's very simple and tiny, moving the hand, a feeling, a stone, thinking, but it's not for anyone. That's the misunderstanding. And this is not about understanding. This message has nothing to do with understanding. It can be being clear, can be clear that there's no me. But there's clearness, how do you say that? And then that's it. But that's me being clear. And that me, that whole construct, you could say, you could say, me is the story. Me is the story. Me is, there's something wrong, there's something missing, and I have to make it right. And that's underneath and in everything. So this is not about losing the me, because when they're seeing there's a me and it's still functioning and I have to lose it, and how can I do it? That's still the same story about there's something missing, there's something not right yet. And how can I make it right? Maybe by losing the me. So how can I do that? Or what is going on? Or it's the same story about losing, about money isn't important. Maybe in the beginning it was like, oh, I have to have money, so then maybe it will be more relaxed. And then there can be, maybe I have a relation, then it's feeling more together and not that loneliness anymore. So there's always looking in the story for help, for getting that what you long for. The strange thing is, it's not in the story. The story is not real. Nothing is real. It's only an appearance. And that's amazing. That's crazy too. Because when everything is in appearance, there's nothing happening. Not really happening. It's in appearance and it seems to happen. And it seems very real and convincing. And it doesn't matter if you understand it or not, if you see it or not. It's already what is happening. It's not for someone. So there's not someone who loses the me. There's not someone living his or her life. There's only life, apparent life. And it's all circumstances. And when there's someone, everything seems solid and real, and I'm here, you are there, their circumstances are real, so I have to deal with that. And then suddenly there's hearing this message like nothing is real. There's no my life, can be life, circumstances, but in the same time nothing is happening. So it's everything and nothing together. It's not there's only nothing. There seems to be everything, floors and people and feelings and stones. Nothing is real. So nothing is important. Nothing, and there's also no two. That's also in the story of me. There's always two, like good and bad, and me and you, and before and after. There's only one. There's only this. So, can be moving of the hand. And that's it. And there's nothing going on like when there's that whole construct is lost. There's nothing going on like why or how or it doesn't feel right, so how can I change that? There's no escape. There's no need for escape because that what's happening is it already. It can be like feeling, or it can be walking. It's everything, but it's not for anyone. So we can talk about that, or other things maybe are questioned. And we can talk about everything. When there's question in the story, then there are questions in the story. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. It's everything. So if you want to say something or share, maybe, please, you can unmute yourself and then we'll see what happens.
Someone raises his hand.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Okay. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to share, like, it appears like everything seems to be falling apart. Like, I mean, there's a story about failing in every direction, but there's nothing seems to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I'm expecting something's gonna happen. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's more like that there's everything is falling apart, or some things are falling apart or falling away. And you don't know. You don't know what next, or something like,
there's this, it seems like there's this edge where I just don't know anything. Like, I don't know anything at all. Like,
yeah. That's it. Well, yeah. 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 It's about loss. So it's not knowing, it's already what's going on. There's only not knowing. But we are used to know, or to feel about it, or to have something. And then suddenly that's not working anymore, or that's not coming anymore. So that's the loss. And then there's not knowing. But it's not like a feeling from then, oh, this is it, or something like that. Then there's not knowing, and then there's maybe a feeling somewhere for no reason. Nothing has any reason. That's strange. You're so used to this is because of that. It feels like, oh, now there's something happening. And then suddenly, no, I don't know. And it's everything. So it can be nodding of the head or a feeling. That's it. Nothing to hold on.
In most areas, that's totally fine. But then there's this money thing, which is like, oh no, but this is real, like the money.
Yeah. So you don't know how the money will work, if there will come enough money to survive or things.
Yeah, if there's no one who cares about money.
Yeah, but it's not like, oh, I don't care about money. There's nothing going on about money. There can be a lot of money. There can be not so much money. I don't know. It can happen. Yeah, you don't know. Mm-hmm. And we thinking like I'm in control and I have to do something to have enough money and to live. And that's the misunderstanding, that there's some control. And when it seems like money is saving, or like I feel safe when I have enough money or something like that, or can relax when there's but wait, maybe there's not so much money and there can be a feeling, then that feeling is it, but nothing is related. And money is not like when there's enough money, then life will be okay or something. No. We have all kind of issues, like, when I have a relation, or when I have a child, or so we're looking in the world, in the circumstances, to feel safe or relaxed or happy. And it's not about circumstances, so it's also not about money. Money has nothing to do with what is felt or something like that, of how it goes. You don't know. That's strange. So it's going like in a certain way, and that's how it is. It's for everybody, for every person. How do you say that? But everybody, it's different. So you don't know. Maybe there is no money. Maybe there will be hunger. Can happen. You don't know. But it was already like that. The only thing that falls away is that, oh, I have to do that. I have to change. And that what's going on, that was already there. So nothing changes in that sense.
Thank you.
Thanks. There's a chat. I have a do question in the story. Is there a way you can give this message in a natural way to children? I have two young kids from 11 and 7, and in some way this message is resonation within me, but I'm struggling or looking ways to give this to them as well. No, this is not a message you can give to someone. No, it's not that you give something. No, it's energetic. And it's everything already. So it's not like, oh, you can do this or you can do that, or it's not in the doing. That's strange, because we want to have something in our hands to give the best thing to our children or to somebody. What it is, it's already what is happening. So the way the moving towards when there's a child, when there's something saying, then that's what's happening. It's everything. And we think we have to take care of the children. There are a lot of beliefs in like, oh, this is important and I have to make them happy, or I'm responsible, or anything. It's a dream. There's no control. That's what's happening. And that's it. That's already complete. There's nothing wrong. That's the amazing part of this message. There's nothing wrong. It can be pain, or it can be crying, or it can be falling, anything. That's what's happening. That's it. It's more a description. It's not saying anything, giving a direction or something. There's no direction. It's everything. So there's no need to do anything. There's no need for anything. There's no one. There's already no one. And life is happening in a certain way. You don't know. Maybe it's like this or that and saying this or that. It's not about being nice. It's everything. And there's no mother and there's no child, in the sense that I'm responsible for my child and I have to take care and things like that. It's what's happening. So there's no control. There's no need for anything. That's amazing, because especially in taking care with children, it seems like this is good way, this is bad, and this is good. It's everything. That's the amazing thing. It's already everything. And it isn't about feeling good. That's what we always think, that it's about they have to feel good, I have to feel good, what do I want, things like that. It's not about what do I want. Free will is a misunderstanding. There's no free will. So that what comes out is it. And it can be anger, can be anything. Then that's it. So that's the freedom. And it can be like in this meetings, I can fall away some concepts about what to do or responsibility or anything. Sometimes it's even not noticed there's something not that strong anymore. This is about there's nothing wrong or there's nothing right. That's amazing. Everything seems to be part of there's something right or wrong, or I have to do this and that. And then there's hearing this message like, oh, there's nothing wrong. Huh? How is that possible? It's a huge embodied misunderstanding that there is something wrong. That's that whole structure of me is like, oh, there's something wrong or something missing or not right yet. And I have to do something to make it right or to help or whatever. It's already what's going on, what's happening. That's the freedom.
Hey, Rose.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Rose, it seems that circumstances influence on how I sense the world. Is this just a story, or is it just a responding to what is seen or heard or whatever?
It's an embodied belief. It's a belief that when you are believing that this is, when I'm having a feeling, it's because of that, then it's seen like that. So it's confirmed in that sense. But there's no time. There's no time. And then when there's no time, then there's no before and no after. That's huge. How we can think about Wednesday or Tuesday, that's easy thinking. And then no before, no after. There's only this. So no consequences, no no because of. That's crazy, because everything is about this is because of that, and I am here, so it hurts me. And that's the world of me is about that. Relations. There are no relations. There's only one. But one, that seems like a difficult word. But one means there's only this. A word saying, that's it.
Okay. Because it seems to matter. If I, for example, feel lonely, and then I meet other people, then this lonely feeling is not there anymore. But it has. Will you then say it has nothing to do with each other? Or?
No, but it's that there's no one, so there can be a decision like I'm going out, but the decision is just a dream that you are doing that. There can be going out and meeting people and feeling different. There can be like that, but it's not because of a decision or that you do that. There's no one. There's no free will or choice to make that happen. Life is going. And then there can be a feeling, loneliness, and then maybe something else is happening. It has nothing to do with each other. It's only this. And then there can be, then it's not then. How can you say it? So there's feeling lonely, and then still being with people, and then there's the floor. When there's me, and that whole construct of me, everything is about how do I feel? What do I want? What can I do to feel more comfortable? Everything is about me. It's a lot of thinking and doing about wanting to feel free or comfortable. When that whole construct is not there, that whole being busy with me, how do I feel and what's going on, that's lost. Then everything that's going on was already going on, like walking outside or meeting people or sitting behind the television. That just goes on. There's nothing busy with what's going on inside or what is the feeling, or there's no Rose. That's lost. That's the freedom also.
So you will say it's only the I which make a problem out of how I feel.
Yeah, but it's not really like that, because then it seems like the I does something. That whole construct, that is such an embodied belief, like I have to do something, and you can't change that. That's so can be so strong, and it can be so believed, and it's so, how do you say, that's so hypnotizing and things like that. So yeah, then that in these meetings, or when this message is somewhere heard, then that's getting less energy, something like that. So it's not immediately gone or something like that, but it can be, but it's not that strong anymore, because that belief is so strong and so normal. And then suddenly there's like, oh, there's another possibility. Oh, because looking in the story and in the circumstances to make things happen, or to not feel alone again, or to something like that, it's always for some time, and then it's coming back. So it's a circle and an endless doing and trying, and it's not working, and then there's disappointment, and it's working, and it's endless. And then suddenly there's another possibility, but it's not in the doing. Oh, and that's that whole construct, that me construct, I could say. That's the only thing it knows is doing or not doing or understanding. And then there's something saying, and then it's not about understanding, it's not about not doing, but there's nothing in your hands. And we're not used to that. And it's somewhere, there's something about it. And that's, something like that. Yeah. It's about loss. This is about loss. So it's the loss of all those beliefs and concepts, but it's so embodied. It's not only that being clear or something. It's much more than that. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, Rose.
Yeah. Okay.
Rose,
Okay. There's another. Yeah, there's a chat. Wait. Oh yeah. Hi, Rose. I read Tony Parsons' book, and he says that life brings people to. Wow. That lives bring people to our lives to see there's no separation. Isn't it a story? Also, it implies lives to have a purpose. He say, the one appears as two to see it's one. Yeah. Yeah, you can understand it as a story because it's yeah. How come? I don't know. You have to ask Tony. Now, life doesn't have a purpose. It just is. It's trying to explain something, but yeah, don't take it too literally. It's one. And then they're seeing like, oh, there's two. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, it's already one. It's not a purpose, but it's, yeah, okay. Yeah. No, it's just energetic and that's the freedom, that there's no purpose at all. There's no meaning. It just is. Just energy, a big soup, and something seems to happen, and we think I'm a separate person, like I'm here with my body and my feelings, and I have to relate to circumstances and to other people. And then suddenly, oh, I know other people, there are bodies there, but that's no one inside. Oh, and it's not even, oh, it's even less than that, because it's so seeing that it was already like that. That's more like, it was like, oh, it was already like that. How could I not see that? But it's overlaid by so many beliefs and concepts, and it doesn't, most of the time you don't see even that it's a concept, because it's so normal and around, seem to be in the world a lot of concepts about how we have to manage the world and things like that. There's a lot of ideas, and there's no one. Whoa, but it's very literally. It's not a feeling or being clear sometimes. It's about there's something falling away and suddenly, oh, that's more like it. It's very thin. It's not that special. And we're waiting for a moment that it becomes clear or becomes something. You wait forever. Because it's already the waiting, already that maybe attention. Then that's it. And there's another one. Is it like there are bodies with no person in it, and the person is a mental construct we make? It's not we make. There are bodies walking, apparent bodies, but the bodies are even not real, so that's also crazy. And it's not that we make that construction, that it's made. This is a description. This is not a knowing how things are working. It's a description like, oh, it's just suddenly it's when the child is very like 2 years old or maybe younger, then the brains can abstract. So then the abstraction is starting to work, and then it's able to see too, like, oh, there's someone and here's someone. Before that, everything is one and distant. Really young children don't understand there's a distance, or when it's something behind the door, it's not there. So that's how it is. And then when that whole construct, when that's falling away, it's like little children. It's like that, really little children, and the abstract mind is still working. So it's not like You forget everything. You don't know. It's not knowing, but they're still going to the shops and things like that, and making notes. Yeah. And here's somebody saying, because there's never anyone to know how it really is. No, that's it. No. We're doing the chat today. If babies need contact, otherwise they die, as one research say, isn't loneliness a true thing? I mean, we all need contact to survive. That's how we look at things and think like, oh, it's about that it's going all right, that we feel good. So we need that. We need contact. We need that. Need is a construct. That's amazing to say that. It's when there's a baby, then there's contact and there's feeling good, or maybe there's not. It's life. It doesn't say this is the right thing to do. It's describing what's going on. That's it. Nothing more. And when there seems to be two, like taking care for other people, and we have to take care and responsibility and things like that, then we have to do the right thing. And there's a lot of searching about what is the right thing and trying to do that, and it doesn't work. So we think, oh, that's because of me. I didn't do enough. So I have to do more. Oh, again, I didn't do enough. And then, oh no, this is working. Oh, maybe I do that again. Oh, it doesn't work again. Oh, it's going on all the time like that. Because we think we are the one that are doing what's going on, that we're initiating that. No, it's life. It's life. We think we are a part of life and can direct it. Life is. There's no one. There's no direction. There can be change, but that's it. It's not by us. There's no one. And because we want to feel good or want somebody else to feel good, then there's coming a free will. So there's feeling apart and there seems to be something not right, or we have to do something to feel good, because that seems to be the meaning of life, to feel good about what's going on. That's also a construct. And then we feel like, oh, I have a free will to do that, but it's more a cramp. It's like, oh, what can I do to make that happen? And then that's trying, and then suddenly it works. Like, now I can a bit relax because it's going. Oh, it's not going. Oh, another cramp, and that's going on. So it's embodied, and then that's a lot of that's going on in that body. So that's the story, but it's a bit explaining how free will is working. There's no free will. It's a dream. It's the whole dream of me that seems that we are capable to make it happen. We're not. There's no one. And the freedom is that it's everything. It's not about accepting. It's everything. It can be like, or thinking, but then that's it. Nothing's going on about trying to change it. That's lost. So no control.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. Just this morning, I heard a lady who had problems with her neighbors, and somebody suggested her to work with her problem with authority.
With what? With the authority. Oh, yeah.
Authority, yes. And I have a similar problem with my neighbors, and I don't succeed in telling them to, okay. And I feel very little compare with them. And so I don't dare to say what I have to do, what I have to say. And I keep on not sleeping and feeling angry or without power, without possibility. So this morning I think, okay, I go home and work with my problem with authority. So a kind of free will possibility to work on this. But now I just wonder, yes, so I just keep on going with the troubles and not sleeping and not, because I continue, it's all my life like this. So it's not something that just happened now. I have the problem to say, I don't want. So, but I have no free will. So I just wonder, okay, so just keep, well, just what should I do? Just surrender? I don't have.
No.
I don't have the power, so I just keep on going, feeling like this. Yeah, I feel really no possibility. Yeah.
But that's that's how it is. Look, when it's not about we surrender and it's okay that there's noise or something, or then there's that. That's the same story. That when there's no one, and when there's a lot of noise, there can be a lot of noise, and there can be. We think we are someone, and we have an identity, and I have troubles with authority, and then we're making a story of it. It's much more smaller. There can be noise, and there can be, I don't know, maybe irritation, and we connect everything. We just talked about with that gentleman. Then we think, oh, because of that noise, I'm feeling angry, and I'm making an image of that man, and then there's coming a story, and that's what that whole construct is continually doing stories and trying to solve what seems to be wrong, but because I don't sleep or I don't feel good, things like that. So that's the suffering, that's the story, what goes on, and it seems like looking for clues or something to do or not to do, or what is the solution, because I want to get rid of that. And that's me is always busy with this, what is what I want or feels good, and this is what I don't want and now feel good. There's no choice. So when there's noise happening, then there's noise. And there can be a feeling like irritation. There can be maybe doing something or not doing something. But it seems like you are responsible in some way to do something about it, or you can do something, or there's no one. So what's going on? Maybe there's sitting on the couch, or maybe lying in your bed, or it's much more simple. And that story, that makes it complicated, because that's all the time it's about what can I do, what can I not do. It's confirming that there's someone and there's something to do or not to do. You can't get out of it also. When that's going on, that's going on. That's the trouble. That's in a way the trouble, because then it seems, but in the same time, when there's hearing this message, that feeling like I can do something about it, that's going a little bit less or much. That seemed like, oh my God, I'm in this. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm not that strong. It's not that strong anymore. I will be in my whole life will be in this trouble. That's the normal thing, because we think when we're losing control, we think it will last forever. You don't know. You don't know. And that maybe it goes on, maybe not, you don't know. But that's strange to know, to feel there's no control, and that feels like a bit like, oh my God, there's only not knowing. That's, in a way, can be a fear also, or anger, or that like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, it's out of my hand now, and that's me doesn't want that. But it's like that. It's not. It's anything can happen. You don't know. But it's also not about you. There's no one, so life isn't interested in you or me or anything. It's what's happening, and it's not happening to you. It's what's happening. Noise can happen, silence, feeling, or maybe sitting. We make a story when there's noise. When it stops, then they're still going on with oh, what do I do with it now? And it's already only sitting, or maybe something else. So it's much more simple and tiny, without a story. Me is the story. But when there's a story, then it goes on.
So it's just because I keep thinking on this that...
No, it's not you doing that. It's like, it's a construct which can be very strong and convincing, and that goes on, and it's getting energy. And by sometimes with these meetings or for other reason, for other, I don't know somehow it works. And then suddenly it's less, it's still there, but it's less, and then it can, be like that. That strong energy that's going on. I have to do this. That it's more out of your hand, and in a way, that's the loss where we're talking about it. But the loss is not that it immediately feels good, and this is not about feeling good. It can be anger or fear or nothing, sitting. It's not about you. This is not your life. It's life, and it's everything. So it's also stones and the table.
Wow. Okay. So
there's no answer.
Yeah.
And there's no answer. So listening to what I'm saying in the message, in the words, and trying to get something out of it is endless. Because it's something underneath that. That's the energetic thing here. So it's not in the answer. It's not in the words. Forget what I say. It's not important. There's something else going on, and the words are more the messenger or something like that. There's something else going on, and then maybe that's coming in or not. I don't know how that energy works. There's nothing wrong. And that's amazing here. And it's not saying to yourself, there's nothing wrong, because that's the same thing. It's somewhere, when there's an answer, there's nothing about this is the direction, this is good, this is wrong. And that's somewhere it can be heard. And that's something like that. No homework. No.
Okay. So I was thinking when an example. So there's no meaning to make examples, because it's.
No.
I was thinking when I was young, I come from bourgeois family,
Mm.
and they and I have two sisters, and they
Mm.
convinced us to
Mm.
play
Mm.
piano. And my sister, after 1 month, they said, no, we are not interested. And I took all my life. Just when I moved in another town, I succeeded after
Yeah.
15 years. I succeeded to say no. So, but this is not.
No, because it's
it was
endless.
not my life. It's just. It was just life. Life there was like this.
Yeah,
life there.
and that we are so good to have to look at the past and think like, oh, it's because of I come from circumstances like that, and it's something to do with now how I react and things, and we can work on that, and that's the story. There's no past. There's what's happening, and this message knocks complete everything down. It's apart from all those other systems and therapies and things like that. It has nothing to do with that. That's strange because we're so used to work on ourselves or do something about it. This is completely out of that. So it's not about doing or not doing, and it's yeah.
Yeah, it's meaningless. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't say that to yourself all the time because that's a new concept, that it becomes a message like, oh, we bring something, everything is meaningless and everything is okay. That's nothing. That's just like it's to reassure yourself or something like that. Because it can be, something can be like, oh, I don't know, like that. Of course. That's normal. It's very normal human, like really little children, like they are not like, oh, this is okay. No, they're angry and then it stops and they don't ask why or things like that. It just comes. That's more it. And they're not busy with I am someone. It's just going and seeing a stone. That's it. More than that. And we're like, oh, what is that? And how is it working? That's that abstract story and is it because of that and that and that? That's so strong. That can be so strong. And then that whole system is not addressed. So when there's talking here, it's not seeing that there's someone with a whole story and things like that. It doesn't see that. So it's not getting an answer in that sense or a direction. So it falls a bit apart because, get a bit bored or something like that. It doesn't, and then there's not knowing. And it can be like, oh, I don't know, because in the world it seems like not knowing is not good. We have to. Well, this is life is not knowing. It's not about us wanting to do it. No, life goes by itself. Doesn't need us. No.
Thank you.
Well, okay. There's another question. Could you talk a bit about intuition? Does it exist or only in the dream? There can be something like, oh, there's something wrong in the room or something like that, maybe. Well, and then maybe there's a reaction or not. Yeah, but this is not about feeling good. So it can be like suddenly a reaction, but so what? Then there's saving something. And then when there's not saving something, then there's not saving something. So it doesn't matter. So nothing is more important than something else. Can be there, suddenly feeling like that. But so what? It's everything. So it's not that important anymore. I know that because I was really into that personal growing and a lot of intuition things. But it became important because then you know something, or to feel it, have insights. This is not about insights or intuition. No, it doesn't matter. It can be there. So it's everything. So it's not about this is better than that. Nothing is better than something else. That's strange because everything is about that. It's what it is. That's it. No escape. No, there's another chat. Is there something like the wisdom of the body? The body knows what to do. Yeah, no, it's not about wisdom, and it's not about knowing what to do. It can be a reaction, and it can be suddenly pain. Yeah. It's it's not my body, so it's not real. The body isn't real. It's apparently real, so it's there, and it's not in the same time. That's also crazy. It can be a feeling. And we think a feeling is in the body, or the pain is in the body, is from the body. It's in the room, or in the space. In space is better. It's not from the body. Nothing is real, so there are no borders. We think that here is the border of our body. There are no borders. When there's pain somewhere. And we think it's our pain, my pain. Thoughts, it's the same with thoughts and feelings. Feelings happen somewhere. Feelings are there and not in the same time. It's crazy. Nothing is real. It's apparently real. So there can be feelings or pain, and in the same time it's not. And the dilemma of me and that whole, when there's me and my life, it's that everything is real. So the body is real, I am real, circumstances are real, I have to deal with that. So that comes a dilemma because I have to do that, and what's going on, and my body is reacting in a way, what is that, and how can I do something about it? Nothing is real. That's amazing. That it's only apparent. It's seeing the bodies and saying like everybody, it's not real. It's apparently real. So it's not saying to yourself, oh, it's apparently real. No, it's just that. But that's also the freedom. It's everything. It's everything. So it doesn't matter if this is happening or that. Doesn't mean it's nice or good. It's what's going on. There's a chat. In a book I'm reading about non-duality, the term choiceless awareness is used to attempt to describe perception. Could you comment on this, Rose? Choiceless awareness. No, I couldn't say it like that. There's no awareness. That's part of the me. It's part of the me. It's looking at yourself and say, oh, I have no choice. Just choiceless. It's so complicated. It's much more simple. No awareness, no looking at yourself and trying to describe it. Maybe in these meetings is trying to say something about it. But it's very normal. It doesn't need any description. Me does want to describe it and feel like, oh, is it like choiceless? Oh, it's like that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you can't say how it is, then that's it. Why should I say how it is? You can't. Don't need to. Eating cheese. Is that choiceless awareness? Come on, it's just eating cheese. That's it. Nothing more, nothing about, is it good or is it not good? No. Just eating cheese, that's it. Or a wall. It's very normal, very everything. Yeah, I thought so. It's just so hard to imagine perception without a center. You can't imagine. You don't know. You can't imagine. That's what we do as people, that we try to imagine what is said and then making an image and then trying to get it more clear or things like that. Will never happen. I couldn't make an image of no center. I don't know how. I don't know. So what? No need to know. Life is not about knowing. Life is just cars. That's it. It's not about, oh, is there a center? Oh, maybe there's no center. How can that be? And no. And then suddenly all those questions fall away. That's it. Nothing is busy with, is there a center or no center? It's no issue. The me energy is still fighting with the questions. Yeah. It's trying to understand, trying to get it, trying to is it feel, is it this, is it that? When that's that all those questions that can be less, or like there are no answers. Those get a bit, that whole energy, what wonder, that falls a bit down. That's what's happening here. That's lost. All those questions, all the trying to make it. That's lost. That's it. The rest is still the same. Just going and walking and sitting in the garden, or normal, very normal. No one's seeing that there's no me. I thought that there will be a special energy. No, it's not like that.
Hi, Rose.
Hello. Hey.
Hi. I have a question about an issue I've spoken to you about before, which has got worse. So I have a friend. Basically, the question is about other people's suffering. And I have a friend who's going through a great deal of suffering, a lot of pain, and things are getting worse. And if he takes medication for the pain, he can barely think, he can barely do anything, and I'm worried about that. If I imagine what it must be like for him, I think that maybe there's no hope. Why wouldn't he kill himself? So it's difficult to.
You can't imagine what is going on. You can't.
No, I
don't
know.
know.
But I want to help. At the same time, hearing this message, it's like that the thought may come, well, there are no other people. There's no. So why don't be concerned about it's a story that there's a real person there, and inside that person there's this suffering. It's difficult to know how to be. There seems a difference between. It's difficult to be calm when you're in the. It's that the suffering. It seems so real, and then it seems that because of that, how they're behaving, you feel that they seem more real, and then you imagine what it's like. And I know it's a story. It's a story. Yeah, so it's just difficult. I wonder if well, that's it.
But it's everything. So that the way the reaction is, that maybe sitting next to him, or I don't know, it's that, and we think, oh, there has to be something more. There has to be something else. And what can I do more? That whole struggle. That's that whole dream of me, and that what is done or not done, or sitting at home, not visiting him. I don't know. That's what is. It's not about doing good. It's what's happening. This is only describing what is happening. And that, sorry, that whole me construct is always thinking, oh, I have to do more, or this is not enough, or what can I, is it? And it can be anything. It's not about saying to somebody, oh, there is no one, or that's a construct, that's something now. It's just normal. What is done, that's it. That's everything.
I sometimes I feel like it would be easier for me not to visit anymore.
But you don't know. You don't know. That's that whole me going on, like what is the best thing, and what's the best thing for me, and what him, and da 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 da. And underneath that, life is going. So maybe there's something deciding I'm not visiting him, and suddenly, you're sitting there. Maybe like that. You don't know.
Yeah, I feel guilt as well.
But that's part of that whole me, that I have to do the right thing, and what can I do to maybe more relaxing him, and there's no one. That's what's happening, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with what's done. That's so strong. That whole me construct is always thinking, oh, I'm not doing enough. What can I do? What is there to help? That's me. That's always thinking like that. And that's underneath everything is something like that. Or it's with a person who is ill, or in a job, or everywhere. And then now it's maybe stronger in that situation. But it's the same story.
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't just said something about, well, there isn't anyone there. I expected you to say something like that. Well, there's not really another person.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him looking for help, and he has medical help, but it's not doing a very good job, it seems. And I try to look for suggestions, other ways to go. I see him trying things that don't work. He's living a nightmare, But it would be, like I say, I feel responsible in some way. Like I would be a bad friend to not visit, or to not try to.
But it's the same story always. It's in this situation, but it's maybe another situation, maybe not that strong, but that's always underneath. That's that me construct always going on. There's something not right. Should I do something more? And in this situation, it seems either more stronger, because then somebody is really suffering in pain, then it seems like it's more stronger. But in other situations, it's the same thing. And then it becomes very obvious that whole system is trying to to work like, oh, you have to do more. This is not good enough. That's it's working out. Or how do you say, like that? That's what's happening. Underneath that, that's just going to him, or maybe doing some researching, or I don't know. That's what's happening.
So the fact that I try to find to be of help in some way, that's just what's happening too then.
Yeah, that can be trying to looking on internet and thinking, oh, maybe that's helping, and then going to him. Maybe when can happen, why not? I don't know. It can be anything.
Sometimes I can do that and not have it's not a sense of detachment, but just do it in a calm way, in a naturally calm way. And other times I start to have a sense of almost panic. You know, like it's just too terrible, you know, and I would feel guilty if he did kill himself. You know, it feels like a logical thing. Sometimes I
you know what's amazing, when there's somebody really ill and really have much pain, and there's nothing going on like I want to change that. Something it's just lost, and it's just being there or sitting at home or visiting, and there's nothing going on there, and that's an energy. That's amazing. And it's like always there's something not right. We have to do something about it. It's adding something to that whole thing that's going on. And then there's nothing changing. And that is not the best way to do it, but it's just saying something about what this is. That's so strong, that not needing to change anything. And that it's just making a comparison like, oh, when that me is going on. And it's always busy, you're like, oh, what can I do? Oh, I feel, and it's always like that. It's not to you, or maybe it's like naming like, oh, how me works. And that's busy, and it seems very important to be busy with that. And it's just what it is. That's it, and that's everything. And that doesn't mean you will not do something. Maybe you do something, but for no reason. It's just what's coming up. That's it. So
I can't necessarily do something to be helpful.
There's nothing wrong with what's going on. There's nothing wrong. It's painful, maybe, or I don't know what is going on, but it's not wrong.
Yeah.
That's something else. That's huge when that's there.
Yeah. If there was some sort of doubt about the reality of the situation, that there was a separate person there and going through this terrible thing, this nightmare. If it was less, sometimes, I don't know, it feels like a story to say it's not 100% real. I don't know. Okay, so you're basically saying whatever happens, whatever reaction comes from me or from him.
There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing. There's nothing wrong. And there can be like in that whole system, there can be like that me thing like, oh, do I do enough? And that. It can't hear that in a way. That is so busy because it wants to feel good about himself, or it wants to do something that the other person feels good. And then suddenly there's nothing wrong. It's painful, and there can be pain, or it's that, but it's not wrong. Whoa, there's something else.
So either I take in, or I hear that message, there's nothing wrong, or I don't hear this message, there's something wrong.
Yeah, you can't do anything about that, but it's It's crazy to hear that in that situation. And it's not denying what is going on, of course. It's saying, oh, wow, there's pain. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. I thought it was 5 o'clock, so I was thinking about my watch, but it's 1:30, so I'm completely out of the time. Cool. It's nearly there. It's nearly finished, the meeting. So there's just as this. It's amazing. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing right. It just is. That's the joy. That's the freedom. There can be anything. There can be not seeing the time well, or there can be a lot of thoughts happening. Then that's what's going on. So when there's me, everything seems so important and wanted to have it right, or to know, or to see, and how can we call it, and and this is all, and there's something not right yet, and that whole construct can be so strong, and then suddenly that falls away. It's just gone. It's not. It's like it's not even falling away. It's just not there. It's just thoughts, a lot of thought. What is thoughts? It's just energy, and then it's not there. It's not there. And then suddenly like, oh, it's very easy. It's very drinking a glass of water. That's it. Nothing going on about that. No why, no how, not knowing what is the best way. I don't know. It seems like it's so easy. It seems like, oh, there's only not knowing. There's not knowing. It's just normal, like, oh, I don't know. Why? Why? I'm drinking water. I don't know. There's nothing going on trying to figure it out. So, no, I don't know. That's it. And it's very easy. It's maybe too easy in a way, because then you think, yeah, that's too easy. In life, you have to do some things with life. Oh yeah, I don't see that. It's going by itself. It's going already. It doesn't need awareness, or doesn't need me to do things, or seeing. Seeing can happen, or maybe not seeing. Then that's it. That's the most easy, joyful freedom. It's what it is, and that's already like that. It has always been like that. It can't be missed. This can't be missed. It's everything. It's thoughts, a lot of thoughts. No, there can be a content. There seems to be a lot of content and importance in thought. Just words, just messengers of information. That's it. So it's everything. It's moving a hand. It's sitting. It's stones. It's not only about us and how we feel. It's everything. So it's also the rain. When there's me, it's always about how do I feel, and that doesn't feel good, and it isn't all right, and things like that. Because it's me, it's always busy with trying to heal, trying to feel, trying to do the right thing. And then suddenly that's not there. And then it's like, oh, but there's no right thing. It's what it is. Walking in the city. That's it. It's already there. That's the unconditional love. It's already that. It's the only thing there is. There's nothing more than that, nothing less. It's unconditional love. It's already what's happening. So no need to look for it, no need to understand this message. You can forget everything what is said. Whoa, it's this. Sitting, hearing words, not understanding at all. So what? Then there's eating cheese. That's it. That's life. That's it. That's what we're looking for. Already there. Thank you. Great meeting.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.